Hey there guys, hope you all are doing good today. In today's video, I basically wanted to talk about something that I've experienced myself, and I want to somewhat give my intake and maybe inspire someone to do something similar if they feel a certain way to do so. And that certain thing is basically, I've always been a individual when it comes to how I think and how I feel. Like, I've always been a bit unique, a bit different. I now see that as a good thing. But, you know, sometimes in the society, being called different is seen as something that's less than. Whether that's just with clothing, how you think and feel, or how you treat people. So I basically wanted to talk about what I can kind of be like, and I want to inspire people who are similar to me to keep doing what they're doing, really. So even though I do kind of like to label myself some things, for example, that I am gay and that I'm into genuine LGBT rights and other people's rights, that's what this channel is all about. But at the same time, when it comes to what I wear, how I react to certain people, or who I hang out with, I've been told by quite a few people that I've surprised them or I've shocked them because they assume that I'm one way when really I'm another, or I'm a lot of things. For example, when I was doing my fourth year of college, so I'd be about 19 at the time, there was this guy that had the kind of a personality and the looks of a chav, you know, which is fine, you know, let people dress and do how they do. But I usually do have a problem with the personality persona of a chav because, you know, they often think that they're cool and they can do no wrong, and, you know, it's all show. And this particular guy was very much like that. And he somewhat had a problem with me being gay. Not to the point where he called me fag or queer, or obviously he didn't beat me up or anything. But, like, he had a problem with me basically dressing up as, like, a biker, sometimes a goth, sometimes an emo, sometimes I would change up my style. And he would say things like, it's cool if you want to wear makeup, I have no problem with that, but wear makeup, like, in the stereotypical gay way, you know, it's weird being dark all the time. And obviously I'm like, to you, and to some other people, but obviously not to me. And my argument was always, let me be who I am, and I won't force you to be someone that you're not, you know? You're very quite clearly a chav looking person, and that's fine. I've, like, let you be who you are, so do the same for me. So because I am a gay guy, he assumed if I was to wear makeup, it should be in a glammy way, or in a colourful way, not in, like, the alternative looking way. And then I had this other time where, so I went through a phase where I really liked dancing, and I used dance as a part of my escape and also expressing some emotions that I've done. So if I was having, like, a bad time when it comes to not having a lot of people to talk to, like, not long after I first came out, a lot of guys in my college just would not talk to me, would stay away from me. Or if they were to talk to me, it would just be a very quick kind of sentence like, hi, good morning, kind of thing. So more like being civil. And I remember it really got me down. And there was this particular point where there was this area that was around my college that was still on the premises, but not a lot of people went to. So I used to go there sometimes, play some music and just dance to it, because it's always, every now and then, been my expression to make me feel better. And it did, a lot of the time. And one of the members of staff saw me, and, you know, she just kind of let me do my own thing, and she said that I was quite good. And she said that I surprised her because, you know, I dress very punky looking, and probably because at the time I was quite chubby, so physically I did not look like I liked dancing. So there's another thing that I surprised someone with. Sometimes I also get mistaken for being bisexual or trans, which in itself I don't mind, but when it first kind of happened, I was a bit like, why do people think I'm trans? It's really weird. But then I started looking at all of the, well, not all, but a lot of the female to male trans people that I used to talk to when I went to like LGBT clubs. And I realised that I look quite similar to them. Like, they all were alternative themselves. They often had leather jackets on. They liked rock music. Sometimes I would talk to them about rock music. So physically, then I understood that I do quite look transy when it comes to how I dress. So that's another thing I often get confused with and also get mistaken with. So, again, another thing that people are surprised. Another thing is that when I was on my 5th year of college, I had a teacher who, you know, was one of them chatty teachers that was almost like wanted to be your friend in a way. And we were chit-chatting one time, and she's quite spiritual, like I was. Like, she's into crystal healing, she can read palms, she can, like, she's into, like, what's it called, chakras. And, you know, she knew a lot more at the time than I did, so it was quite cool hearing the things that she had to say. And we were talking about old classic films, and I think we were talking about Mamma Mia and The Sound of Music, and I was like, oh, I've never watched them. Mamma Mia doesn't really seem like my kind of thing. And then she's like, you've never watched Mamma Mia and you're gay? That's, like, unheard of. And I was like, you know, I kind of didn't know what to say. Sometimes when people say things like that, my reaction is often like, why did you just say that? That's kind of weird to say, but I don't physically say it. So, you know, it's one of them stereotypes that, again, she was confused with and surprised that I don't inherit that kind of trait. I've also been judged a lot by gay guys, very flamboyant, bitchy gay guys, because I do dress, for the most part, punky, gothy, emo-y. And, you know, that's not within their forte of, like, campy, colourful, or very, like, very matchy clothes. And, you know, because that's not their forte, they think that's weird. I've not had that experience a lot as I've gotten older, but I would say about 3 or 4 years after I came out, so when I was about 19, 20, I found that a lot of LGBT people within my region often thought that about me, especially the gay guys. And again, that used to really confuse me, because I was a bit like, you are supposed to be the community of love and acceptance, but yet you're judging me about how I look. That's exactly the same when a straight guy, you know, judges you for wearing colourful, campy stuff. You know, it was weird to me. So, these are just a few examples on how I surprise people because I've stepped outside their mindset of what they think of me. And, like I say, I've made this video to basically state that I am not the type of person who, even though this channel is all about gay rights, LGBT rights, and general people's rights when it comes to how people view us, I'm not the type of person overall to be categorised and like to be boxed in. I like to think people might not see it straight away, but I have a very big personality, and I think some people only see some sides and assume that I'm just that side when I'm definitely not. I'm very much the kind of person who escapes gender non-conforming norms when it comes to clothes, when it comes to how I think and the activities that I do. A lot of ways I'm into a lot of things that girls are into, but obviously I don't say I'm a girl, so some people find that weird, but that's just me. So this video today is to basically inspire people who feel like they are an individual and a bit of a weird person, but in the best way, to basically not make anyone, to not let anyone force the weirdness out of you, and to continue being an individual. And as long as it doesn't hurt anyone or yourself, then obviously be who you are, be the weirdest person you want if that's who you naturally are. To the point where it does obviously hurt yourself or others, then people need to have that chat with you and you need to have that chat with yourself. But if it doesn't, be yourself, be the weirdest version of you if that is who you are. And even if that is not with gender norms, still do it if it makes you happy. If you love it and feel that shit in your chest, then be that individual. There has been quite a few times where I brought clothings that are more of a woman fitting ones. Like, for example, I brought some swimming shorts that were quite tight and a bit thin. Quite like it's the same kind of shape as like the bottom part of a woman's swimsuit. Very similar to that. And, you know, I see it as if women can get away with showing cleavage in the middle bit here and showing a bit of their ass, then I can as well. Because if we want equality of the sexes, then we should hold the sexes to the same standard. So if one can get away with one thing, so can the other. And in some degree, I can honestly understand if some people don't want to see someone who wears tighter pants and, you know, their stuff is more on show, but as long as that stuff is covered, I really don't see an issue why I shouldn't wear it. If you personally don't like to see it, my kind of way of life is, if you don't like what I'm wearing or what I'm saying, then just don't talk to me. And that's always been my personality anyway. If you think it's weird and if you think you can see too much even though everything is still covered, then just walk away, because it's not my issue. Like I say, we've allowed women to show, like, basically half of their boobs if you think about it. Bras tend to be about here, so they show half of each boob, and then it's normal for them to basically show half of their butt cheeks off and to wear, like, tight side lines, kind of where their bathing suit is. So if they can do it, then I can do it. That's how I'm like, and I'm sorry, but no one's gonna change my mind. Even if people say that's weird, if people call me a tranny, I don't give a fuck. It's what I think. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I can't really think of anything else to say because I feel like I've said it all. So if you're a bit confused or if I was rambling a bit too much, this video is to encourage people to be who they are, and if they feel like a bit of a weirdo or if they don't conform to gender specific phrases or behaviours, and if they feel the need to conform but they don't want to, this video is to tell you that you shouldn't do it. You should be who you are. You should always do what you want as long as it doesn't hurt or harm yourself or other people. And you should just live your best life. That's pretty much what I'm doing. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe down below. I'll also link my socials down below, my free Twitter accounts, and also my second channel where I talk about albums that I'm into music, and then I state my favourite tracks, and then I give suggestions on who would like this album. So, love you guys.